10:23 coming up on here at WILK. A little bit of clouds and rain this morning. Hopefully we'll shuffle that on out as the weather did cooperate this week for the District 2 Track and Field Championships. Justin Collins with us. And Justin, boy, it's been the tale of the weather this year. Really cold, really snowy. And then on the District Championship day, we get really, really warm. really, really warm. But nonetheless, a pretty darn good showing there for Western Wayne.
Well, thank you for having us, first of all, John. And yeah, it has been a crazy season. We were just talking earlier today on how it seems like the season flew by so quickly. We were all shoveling the track off about a month and a half ago, and then just that crazy hot weather for districts. So yeah, it's been quite the ride.
And as far as these student athletes of yours, you really have some good ones and some good coaches around you, and things that you like to do all year long to get these kids get a little bit more track time or a little jumping time or whatever they're doing. But Ryan Cabbage is one of those guys that excels.
Yeah, he is. He's one of our senior captains. He's a three-sport standout at Western Wayne. He was an all-star in soccer. He was a league champ in wrestling. And then as soon as the wrestling season wraps up, he picks up the pole vault pole and starts sprinting over some hurdles, and he had a fantastic season for us this year.
All right, let's welcome in senior Ryan Cabbage here on the Mendola Show. And Ryan, welcome into the show. And dynamic, I guess, is that word. I mean, you do just about everything, and you do everything pretty darn well.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Well, great to see you again, having you in here for different sports, I know, over time. But for you, what's this experience been for you? And talk a little bit about what it's been like with a young lady named Samantha.
Oh, it's been great being able to run track with my sister for all these years, and I'm really going to miss it next year, being able to be on the same team as her. And also just miss track in general because it's just a great atmosphere to be in with all the team.
Well, some people, over the years, you get more concentration sports. Hey, I'm going to be a wrestler, and that's all I'm going to do. Doing stuff like the pole vault that's so technical, yet being a wrestler and being in soccer, and then being a pretty darn good hurdler. I mean, you seem to like the technicality part.
Oh yeah, it makes it more unique, I think, rather than being able to, just like run. But running is hard, but I like the more hard events, as you can say.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job at it. Let's talk first about that pole vault and doing what you do there.
Yeah, I'm really happy with our season this year for pole vaulting, but me and Coach Amos have been working hard, and Coach Collins have been practicing a lot harder because I want to place really high at states.
All right. And as far as the hurdles, so how'd you feel about that this year?
I feel like I've gotten a lot better at hurdles, but I didn't place where I wanted to in one event at districts, but in the other 300 hurdles, I think I've done really well in them.
All right. And as far as that future, tell us what's next.
I'm going to Marywood to do track and soccer, and then, just study there for 4 years or see where the road takes me.
All right. You could be the guy talking them into a wrestling program there at Marywood, for all we know, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Ryan, we wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Justin Collins coming back with us, the head coach. And, Justin, you got Ryan going on his way, and his leadership was evident over the years. But how about his sister, Samantha? What has she been like?
She's been wonderful. Sam started in our junior high program, and she had a ton of success at that level, and she's been a major contributor to our varsity team. And we expect the same sort of things from Sam. Leadership, and of course to be a standout for us in a couple different events over the course of her career.
All right, let's welcome in Samantha Cabbage here on the Mendola Show. And Sam, for you, let's talk about what it's been like trying to see what your brother's doing. I'm sure he's been a pretty good role model and setting the bar pretty high.
Hi, thank you for having me. But yeah, he's quite a role model to have. I'm very excited that he made it this far and very proud of him. And
for yourself, being able to accomplish a couple of things, talk about some of your teammates. Seems like you have some nice girls there at Western Wayne.
Yeah, our team is very fun, and we're all very close to each other, which I love a lot because it just makes training and pushing each other even better.
Of course, every time I talk to a Western Wayne student athlete, they talk about that closeness, the camaraderie that you have. Talk about rooting for each other as things go on. And you may get to an event and maybe, one of your friends is a little better than you, but probably pushes you to work a little harder or try a different event and say, hey, maybe I could be the best at this one.
It really does. Having a freshman come out and run crazy times is just amazing, and it just helps you just want to work even harder to try to catch up to her.
As far as your schedule of athletics, we know your brother does a ton of stuff. How about for you?
I also play tennis during the fall, and then I do indoor track during the winter.
Okay, so you're a busy young lady. Well, we wish you well the rest of the way, and thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Sam at Cabbage there, the sister of Ryan at Cabbage. He's the senior, she's the sophomore. And Coach Collins, we have Annie Skirpin we're going to talk to. She's another sophomore. Tell us about Annie.
Annie's a pretty special athlete. One of the reasons why we have so much fun at practice is Annie always has something crazy to say, or, just some of her antics at practice. But when it comes time to get serious and work hard, you're not going to find anyone that works harder than Annie Skirpin. She's a standout in cross country, and she has tremendous range. Someone that can run a very competitive 2-mile, and be able to stick her on our 4x4 and for us to give us a 101 split. She provides us, she has so much versatility.
All right, let's welcome in Annie Skirpin here on the John Mendola Show from Western Wayne. And Annie, talk about that ability to run. Is that something you've just always had? Is something you worked on the last couple of years there at Western Wayne?
Oh, thank you for having me. But it's really hard to train and to get better. We have to go through very hard workouts, and just every day you have to stay consistent. So I have not been able to run as well when I was younger.
Well, you're working hard, and good things and good coaching brings all that out. As you say, some of those workouts, talk about gutting those out. And I'm sure there's times where you want to give up and say, is this really worth it? And then you get to the district championship and you see some hardware to kind of go with it. It feels pretty good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've questioned why I even do this sport a lot of the times, but, it all pays off in the end, definitely.
Well, congratulations on having a nice career here as a sophomore. How about that versatility Coach mentioned, being able to run long distance or throw you in this event, you're on this relay team. That's always good for your teammates. I'm sure they're like, okay, we know Annie will do it.
Oh, yeah, I've filled in a lot for people throughout the season.
We wish you well coming up, and thank you so much for coming in today.
Okay, thank you for having me.
All right, Annie Skirpin, a sophomore there for the Western Wayne Wildcats track and field team. We got one more young lady to talk to. She happens to be a senior, and Coach Justin Collins is going to tell us about Caitlin Henneforth. Coach?
Yeah, senior captain Caitlin Henneforth. I get a little sentimental talking about our seniors because we're going to miss them so much. But, she's been tremendous over the course of her career here, just providing the leadership that we need, consistency. And again, the common theme with our athletes here is that we try to train them to do multiple events, and this is not an exception here. Caitlin, she high jumps extremely well for us. She runs the 400, 4x4. She runs the open 8. And, she's been really the example of the type of athlete that we hope to have here at Western Wayne.
All right, let's welcome in Caitlin Henneforth here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire Service. And Caitlin, senior year, here it is. Talk a little bit about what your experience has been like there for the Wildcats.
Hi, thank you for having me. The experience that I've had here is actually really incredible. Being able to run with my friends and being able to just have an awesome coaching staff, it's really awesome, and I'm really going to miss it a lot.
Let's talk about the coaching staff, because you got coaches that are going to push you, coaches that have done some incredible stuff back in the day when they were athletes, and things, a vision, I think, for the overall program to say that, hey, we're going to try to be our best at Western Wayne, and right now you guys are pretty darn good overall.
Yeah, it's actually really awesome. It's been kind of a work in progress. There's been some times where we've had some adversity, and it's just something to strive for. And I know for the district championship for the girls, it was really something that we had our eyes set on, and it's just really incredible that we were actually able to accomplish that. And
for you, let's talk about your jumping events and excelling at that.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite event, the high jump. I've been doing it for as long as I can remember, starting track and field. It was definitely a work in progress. I was not that great at it when I first started, but being able to pick up some district medals along the way was really incredible, and I really enjoy that event. I think sometimes in junior high, your coach may come up to you and say, hey, can you run a couple of laps? Hey, can you run a mile? Can you run 2 miles? And usually most of the kids are like, I think I could do 100. 100 sounds good. I can't do any more than 100. Was it something natural for you to say, you do a little bit of a further distance than some of the other kids? I used to actually run the hurdles, and then that was kind of a trial and error. I was not too bad at them, but there were some other things that I was better at, like the 4 and the 8. I really didn't start running 800s until my senior year, actually, but it actually opened my eyes to stuff that I could actually do, and it was incredible to be able to see myself accomplish that, because that's a very grueling race.
And what's up next for you senior year? What are you planning?
I'm actually attending Misericordia University to participate in their track and field program, so I'm very excited for that, and it's an awesome program there as well. Yeah,
and boy, they're getting some local athletes, and they're doing great things this year. They've done it last year, and more local athletes going to Misericordia University, so congratulations to you and to them. I think everybody wins in this situation, so we wish you well, Caitlin. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Caitlin headed forth there for the Western Wayne track and field team. We still got more Wildcats in studio with us, so we'll talk with them coming up here shortly. We're also talking a little Delaware Valley boys lacrosse, talk a little bit about the baseball playoffs in high school. It's 10:33 here at WILK. I want to thank our friends at Mendocino's Italian Specialties on Sanderson Avenue in Scranton for helping us with our show. Of course, follow us on Twitter at John Mendola Show. We come back, we'll talk with those Western Wayne Wildcats. Let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Frank Sorokatch. Break like a good neighbor. Frank Sorokatch is here. We'll be back here in WILK. Welcome back to the John Mendola Show here at WILK. 10:37 in the morning. Well, a little bit of clouds and some rain this morning. Don't let it dampen your spirits. So a lot of bright things going on here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Just like we talk to the student athletes and the coaches each and every day at thejohnmendolashow.com. Follow us on Twitter at John Mendola Show, or every Saturday between 10 and 11 from now until a couple of weeks from now, and then we'll take a little break for our summer. But we're getting ready now for the Charlie D. Wysocki camp. It was postponed on the 13th. It'll be June 3rd, a free football camp. 7th through 12th graders, come on down at Wyoming Seminary's Nesbitt Field then as we continue the conversation. Western Wayne Wildcats, track and field in studio. Justin Collins, the head coach. And Justin, boy, we got the youth movement over on the girls' side, and some talented youth, that's for sure. Tell us a little bit about Trina Barcarola.
Trina Barcarola, where do we begin? She was a junior high star, and I think one of our concerns was her transition, how she would transition into the varsity level, and it was a pretty seamless one. You know, as a freshman, she was able to just hit the ground running. She ran the 100 hurdles, 300 hurdles. She was a district champion in the pole vault this year, and she anchored our 4x4. We dabbled a little bit in triple jump, and I could go on and on about Trina. She's got a tremendous work ethic combined with that athletic talent, and you can do some pretty special things. So we were pretty excited for her in her freshman campaign.
All right, let's welcome in Trina Barcarola here on the John Mendola Show. And Trina, staying healthy, so important. Talk about trying to get through the season and being as healthy as you can.
I just feel so incredibly blessed to be able to just be a part of this team and to just keep on, just focusing on my skills and take care of myself is just the most important thing. You can't let yourself get behind in those things. You just got to get on top of everything and, ice and do all those things, and you'll be fine.
Well, let's talk about some of those events that you're competing in. What do you find to be the most challenging?
I really do think pole vaulting is the most challenging, just because it's so exhilarating. You have so much to focus on. It's not even 50 meters running down that runway, but it's just, there's so much to focus on, your top air, your plant, and you just have to have a lot of skill.
And it seems like there's a little bit of push in the youth that they want to try the pole vault, but then, that weeds out pretty quick once you start trying to put in all those things that you're saying, when you start thinking about it, and this is what I have to do. And there's just so much that goes into it, and you really have to dedicate yourself to be a good pole vaulter.
Oh, yeah, especially we have such an incredible coach, Coach Amos. He comes from, he teaches the top athletes, like national champs. I really do feel blessed to have him with us. Without him, I couldn't do half the things that I did today.
Yeah, let's talk about the hurdles and what those are like, because that's a whole other set of challenges.
Oh, yeah. The hurdles is a technical event as well, which I do enjoy. It's just same with pole vaulting, but just on the ground running. You just got to get over those obstacles and make sure you have the form, and you got to just get it down.
And as far as you say, being a freshman, being welcomed in by this Western Wayne Wildcat community, what's it been like for you?
It's really been awesome. I feel welcomed by the team. They really are so warm, and we're just a family. We're just so loving to each other. We get along so well, and it's just something that I'm so incredibly happy to be a part of.
Well, congratulations on a fabulous season, and obviously the future looks very bright for you. You keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Trina Barcarola here on the John Mendola Show. Just a freshman. Big splash this year for her on the varsity level. Justin Collins back with us. And, Justin, we're going to talk with Kayla Johnson. She's a 10th grader. Tell us a little about Kayla.
Kayla had a fantastic season this year. She, well, I don't work directly with Kayla, so she works pretty much exclusively in the high jump with Coach Carrito, who herself was a state champion. And just watching Kayla's development, over the last 2 years has been pretty special. During one point of the year, I was able to work with her in the high jump at the Lasagna Invitational, and I was just so impressed. She just transforms into this competitor. Her run looks fantastic. She's got a ton of spring, and we're very excited to see, what she does over the course of her, 4 years here as part of the track and field program.
Let's welcome in Kayla Johnson here on the John Mendola Show. And Kayla, let's talk about your dedication. What's it been like for you? Because you're seeing some rewards for it, right?
Yeah, I am. I started doing high jump when I was a freshman, and I was really nervous. And now I've only been doing this for like 2 years now, and it's my favorite event, and I just love doing it every single meet.
Well, Coach Carrito was a studette back in the day, watching her compete over the years, and then heading on to college. What's it like learning from her? Young, enthusiastic, and I'm sure she gives you some great pointers.
Yeah, she definitely does. I love having her as a coach. She's so supportive for high jump, and she's just there for me when I get nervous when I'm going up for high jump, and she's just a great coach for me.
And as far as trying to get better at it and take that to the next level, what do you think you have in you in the years to come? Again, just a sophomore.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get higher than 5'2" next year, and I'm just so excited for the next 2 years and see what I can do.
Well, knowing your coach, would think it will be even higher than that, but you have continued success. Any other sports you're involved with there in Western Wayne?
Yeah, I play soccer, and I also do hurdles for track.
So you're a busy girl. Soccer, hurdling, doing some jumping as well. So we wish you the best, and we appreciate you coming in, Kayla.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Kayla Johnson there, a sophomore for Western Wayne. Again, doing a little bit of everything. Coach, let's get back. We got one more to talk with, and Elizabeth Polich is with us.
Yeah, last but not least, Liz Polich. Affectionately, we refer to her as the police. But, Liz is fantastic. She's a great story, too. 2 years ago, she tore an ACL, and that was after having a standout junior high seasons as a sprinter for us. And, her story is great because she worked very hard to rehab and come back. Over the winter time, her focus was running 400s and 4x4s, and just to give her some more confidence in that knee. And this year, she scored big points for us in the 100, 200 as a member of the 4x1, our anchor. So very excited to have her back at 100%, and she had a fantastic year this year.
All right, let's welcome in Liz Polich here on the John Mendola Show. And Liz, let's talk about you fighting back through that injury and how you're feeling right now.
I'm feeling better than ever. I definitely had a hard road coming back with the whole tearing of the ACL, but as I'm coming back, I'm realizing that I'm getting more comfortable with myself and running and sprinting as fast as I can possibly can with my knee. And I'm not as scared as I used to be anymore, especially back when I was in cross country earlier this season.
Must be fun having teammates like Trina and Kayla and some of the other young athletes there around you. You know that the future, even though the future is now, you guys had a bright season, that's for sure, as good as you could get. It's going to get even brighter as the years go on, huh?
I'm hoping for that, yes, and I have full confidence in myself and my teammates that our future will be nothing but as bright as it possibly can be.
Of course, right now, focused on that leadership. Talk about some of those seniors there at Western Wayne that kind of guide you along the way, along with your coaches.
A big person that has really been an idol to me is Caitlin Henneforth. She was very nice to me and very welcoming to me when I first came out for track, especially when I came back with my ACL injury. She pushed me to be in part of the 4x4 even when I didn't want to be. I was an alternate, and I was nervous, and I was scared, and she calmed me down, and she told me just run as possibly the best you can, and I definitely did, and we we conquered our fears.
And that 4x1 team you're involved with, talk a little bit about that team.
Yes, I'm the last leg for the 4x1. We have a great group of girls for that. We've been just beating ourselves up for it, trying to get the record. We haven't gotten it this year, but I'm full confident that we're going to get it next year. We've dropped our times. We dropped our time at districts. Big. We had a new PR. And it's awesome to be part of that and to have that close-knit of girls together.
All right. Well, continued success for you and good health your way. Liz Polich here on the John Mendola Show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Well, we wrap it up with Coach Collins again. And Coach, that coaching staff of yours, second to none, right?
We're very blessed. We talked about Coach Amos. He ran for Nike back in the 80s. He's had countless state champions while he was an educator in New Jersey. And, for him to retire in our area and to want to be a part of our program, it's huge. We got to mention Coach Foote. Coach Martin Kovich does a tremendous job with our relays. We talked about Coach Carrito. Coach Powarchik does a fantastic job with our throwers. And, it's a really special time here up at Western Wayne with both the boys and the girls programs.
Arguably to say you might have one of the best junior high programs in the school as far as numbers and getting after it. I saw a nice time, I think, at the Tunkhannock Relays with one of your junior high teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to give credit to, Coach Carrito and Coach Martin Kovich. We've got some volunteer parents that are helping out. And so the atmosphere is fantastic. The kids are falling in love with track and field at that junior high level. And as you can see here with our varsity kids, that's where it all started for them too.
Well, we appreciate you bringing everybody down today, and best of luck at States, okay?
Thank you very much, John. Okay. Thanks for having us.
You got it. Justin Collins, the head coach there for the Western Wayne Wildcats track and field team. Very, very good year for them. And, of course, 1 week from today, everybody's going to be down there, a little before that, in fact, down at Shippensburg University for the state championships. 10:47 here at WILK. We will talk that lacrosse, talk a little baseball this morning here on the show. Let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Daryl Hubbard. Break like a good neighbor. Daryl Hubbard is there. We'll be back here in WILK.